foods. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Super Cuckoo Farm. We are here to showcase you how to rear broilers, and today I'm going to show you how I do my morning routine every day, how to prepare the broilers for the rest of the day. Welcome. Disinfect to ensure that all the germs that I may have carried when I'm coming to the chicken house will be absorbed here. The next thing I do is to check the chicks, how they are doing. And then I raise the chicken curtains. To ensure we have enough ventilation so that the fresh air can circulate in the chicken house, and also to let in the natural lighting, which is very important for the broilers to access food and water. I disturb the chicks just to ensure that they are active. That is one of the signs that you will notice the chicks have any issues. So for this batch, I don't think there is any issue. But for this one, if you notice, this one is smaller than the others, and this is not uniform growth. So this chick could be having an issue, which we will identify later. Also this one, you also need to check whether the chick is feeding. And how you do it, you check here next to the neck. If it's full, it means the chick is feeding, and if it's flat, it means the chick is not feeding. So you need to identify those issues to make sure that you will have uniform broiler growth. This one is okay. There's no issue with this one. So for the smaller ones in weight, we normally separate them so that we feed them separately and also give them vitamins to boost their growth so that they'll be healthy. So because we find that some of the chicks, they are not even sick, the only issue they are having is the bigger ones, they are eating more than the smaller ones. So I think for this chicken house is okay. Let's move to the next one. So the drinkers are also clean, and every chick is accessing sufficient water. The next thing you need is to check the feed, whether they have enough feed. and also remove the dirt. If you find any wood shavings on the feeders, you need to remove them to ensure that the chicks are accessing the feed without any dirt. These chicks feed day and night because their growth rate requires a lot of energy. So we feed them morning and evening, and also we check during the lunchtime to see whether they have finished the feed. If they have, we top up, we add some feed on them, on the feeders, so that they get access to food throughout the day. You need also to ensure that the feeders are raised so that you minimize the wood shavings from entering the chicken feed. So you raise them to a height which the chicks will access. This will ensure that the chicks, they are not straining to feed, because if they do strain, they are going to have they will be hurt on the neck when they are reaching out for the food. So you make sure that the height is considerate for them to access the food, and also not to be on the ground too much to minimize the wood shavings from getting the inside the chicks feed. Farm we use automatic drinkers because this is more advantageous than the manual ones, because this ensures the water flow is controlled and also the water is clean. So you don't have to come and keep on changing the drinkers because it's automatic, the water is just flowing. So I will show you one of the drinkers, how it operates. So I want to show you how the water is moving, because we have a tank at the top of the chicken house whereby we put water. So once the chick peck, the water starts to flow. As they peck, the water will flow. So this is how it operates. You can see the piping which is done at the roof of the chicken house, and the connection of the automatic drinkers is falling to the bigger drinker. So what happens on this drinker, the chick will peck. It will peck on the drinker, and then the water, you can see the water is flowing. So this will minimize the cost of water. So you don't have to use a lot of water, because you will only need the water which is sufficient for the chick. And when you see this, when you look at this surface area, you can see the water which is being held up it's not so much. It's just sufficient for the chick to drink, and that's all. There is no wastage, and it's flowing fresh. To ensure that they have a comfortable environment, we remove the wet ones and then we replace with the dry ones. When you leave the chicken house to be wet, what happens is the bacteria starts to grow, and this will make the chicks to become infected. So to protect the chick from any infection which is caused by bacteria, you need to ensure that the environment is dry and the wood shavings are clean.